Hey, this is Patrick, and I am back with another edition of Heavy Therapy. Today, I want to go over my favorite EPs of 2022. Playing in the background is another 2022 release, but this is a full-length album. This is Abysmalist with Vile Possession, out on Maggot, Stomp, Death, Doom. So, my criteria for favorite EPs basically is simple. One, they have to grab my attention faster, right? They have a shorter amount of time to impress. So they have to just be good on their own. But also, my second criteria really is they need to leave me wanting more. There could be a good EP, but I can go, that's good, but I'm not even necessarily that excited for the next release. So my favorites are going to be EPs that are outstanding on their own and also really make me want to hear what's coming next. So I had fun going over these albums. I thought I had an order 10 to 1, and then I listened to them all again and they started to move around. So 10 for me, which might surprise some people, is actually Worm with Bluenothing, out on $20 spin. Worm put out Foreverglade last year, full-length album. This is an EP out relatively recently, November I believe it came out, maybe October. And Bluenothing features, I believe, 2 tracks from the Foreverglade sessions, and then an instrumental, and then number 4 is a newer track, and it's called Shadowside Kingdom, and it is a preview of what's to come. 4 tracks, 26 minutes and 35 seconds of music. This is a masturbatory album of, almost funeral doom, but probably still death doom for the first 3 tracks, with a lot of neoclassical shred on top of it. I believe Phil, I think it is, from Atramentis and Void Ceremony, is shredding on some of this album. He's on Shadowside Kingdom. And yeah, the 4th track, Shadowside Kingdom, is a more blackened doom track, black metal doom track. I enjoyed this EP. Honestly, not enough to buy it on vinyl this time around. This is my number 10 favorite EP of 2022. This is Worm with Bluenothing. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and say Zous with No Ground to Give, out on Closed Casket Activities. 5 tracks, 20 minutes of music. Zous plays, so first of all, Taylor Young plays all instruments on this album. Taylor Young is the vocalist and guitarist, I believe, from Dead Body, as well as the drummer of Nails. And this is sort of Undergang style death metal. I also think of Outer Heaven. Chris Reifert of Autopsy guest vocals on Event Horizon. This is actually a compilation of No Ground to Give, which came out this year, and Pandemicon, which came out either last year or 2020. But I'm just going to cover No Ground to Give, the EP from this year. Yeah, extremely heavy. It's that extremely down-tuned, low vocal, low guitar, rumbling bass approach that you'll get from Undergang and Autopsy. extremely heavy, breakdown filled, modern, yet old school death metal. That is Zous, No Ground to Give, number 9. Number 8 is the first release from this band, Grotesqueries, and this is Haunted Mausoleum, out on Caligari Records. 3 tracks, 17 minutes of music, from Boston, Massachusetts. The vocal approach, I think of Ageless. Music, I think of Coffins. That coffin style, punky death metal. Sedimentum, Abhorrency, I also think of. Here's the clear tape. But yeah, if you know and love this style, old school death metal, depending on your tolerance for it, this might not stand out. I love this EP here, Grotesqueries, Haunted Mausoleum. So I'm gonna probably forget what number I'm at since they're not in the exact order that I first planned them to be. I believe we're at number 7. And I am going to go with Morbid Visionz. This is Cycle of Cessation. They're from Little Rock, Arkansas. This was recently put out on Maggot Stomp. Yeah, this has that hardcore tinged, groovy death metal. Think Terminal Nation, think Frozen Soul, think Bolt Thrower. Vocals are maybe a little bit like S-Fix, but this just immediately hit me as, a very good, there's even some melody on it, very good first released here, Morbid Visionz, Cycle of Cessation. Number 6, I showed it off before in my mid-year list, Somatic Decay, with Existential, Decadence. And this came out on Iron Lung. 3 tracks, 14 minutes of music. It features at least one member of the band Ossuarium. Pretty cool green translucent tape here. Yeah. Again, very similar style to Grotesqueries. This is that Undergang meets mid-paced Mortiferum. Just very solid. I thought it was first classified as a demo. I think it says EP at this point on the Metal Archives, but killer artwork there by Terror Growth. Since I have it out, they're a 2-piece, Nathan McCleary on guitars and bass, Ryan Koger on drums and vocals. If you wanted to follow Ossuarium after they broke up, check out Somatic Decay with Existential, Decadence. Okay, so I think I am at number 6. We'll see how this goes. The important part is just to talk about the 10 albums I like, right? Number 6, I'm gonna have to go with Hulder, the Eternal Fanfare, out on 20 bucks spin. 5 tracks, almost 26 minutes of music. Hulder is a one-woman black metal, American black metal project. She goes by Mars. All music and lyrics written and performed by her, except for drums. I mean, she wrote the drums, I believe. Here's her on the cover of a recent issue of Decibel. Drums were performed by Necreon, and also CK performed drums on Sylvan Awakening. I love the feeling the intro track gives me. I actually like when she does a couple of little lines on this album. She does some clean vocals on the track Sylvan Awakening. I want her to do more clean vocals. I think that would be really cool. Very unique if she did in fact incorporate more and more clean vocals in her black metal approach. I really like this album. Riffy, almost raw but not entirely raw black metal. My number 6 favorite EP of 2022, Hulder, with The Eternal Fanfare. Okay. And yeah, these 5 made me the most excited in terms of really wanting to hear what they were going to put out next. This came out quite early in the year, if I remember correctly. Vile Rites with the Ageless. This came out on Desert Wastelands. They're from Santa Rosa, California. And this gets better every time I listen to it. Blackened progressive death metal. Here are all the influences I hear on this. And these are all amazing bands in my opinion. Nile, Altar, Death, Pestilence, Carcass, Void Ceremony, and Enigmatum. Audible bass. The guitarist is also in a thrash band called Truculence, and that makes sense because, again, this is blackened progressive death metal that also incorporates some thrash, has a thrash energy to it, some thrashy riffs. This is really good, extremely good. This is Vile Rites with the Ageless. Next up, I have this just extremely gross release, Sequestrum, the Epitome of Putridity, Demo 1. This is a Noxious Ruins version of it. Features members of Chaosian, Phrenolith, and Undergang. Death grind, death metal. They are preparing, I believe, their first EP or first LP coming out early next year, early 2023. Yeah, this just makes me excited to hear more of Sequestrum. Really raw. This is a demo. Sounds like a demo. And yeah, I can't get enough of Undergang. So I was excited to hear this project. It does not disappoint. I'm gonna show you the spread of this. There's the logo right there, Sequestrum. And yeah, just one of my favorite EPs of the year for precisely that reason that I said. I instantly want to hear more from this band. I would pre-order their album before I heard a second of it. Sequestrum kicks ass. Okay, speaking of that, Tomb Mold put out a demo called Aperture of Body. They need no introduction. We all know and love Tomb Mold. 3 tracks, right? 3 tracks, 13 minutes and 14 seconds of music. The first track, Final Assembly of Light, is this trippy synth, almost heavy psych sounding, look at that. Heavy psych sounding cosmic instrumental opening track. Track 2, Aperture of Body, just gives you what Tomb Mold always gives you. But the third track, Prestige of Rebirth, 6+ minute song. One of my favorite riffs of the year comes in around the 50-second mark. And then the 4-minute mark, they bring in this dark, atmospheric, cool sounding section that could even be considered post death metal. Some of that dream doom that Derek from this project has incorporated in Dream Unending. I don't know, but this is what I want Tomb Mold to sound like moving forward. Amazing demo. And if you missed out on this independent release here, Tomb Mold usually includes all of their tracks that they put out on a demo first on their next subsequent album. So hopefully that is the case, because you also can listen to it online. But killer tracks, Tomb Mold, Aperture, Body. My EP of the year, out on Gurgling Gore. This is Jesus Wept with Psychedelic, Degeneracy, and love this blue tape here. And I gotta say, Carcass Worship, Carcass meets early Arch Enemy, melodic death metal. I can't quite place the vocalist, but he sounds familiar. He's not, I'm saying his vocal style sounds familiar. I wound up thinking sometimes of, Angela Gossow of Arch Enemy, but again, not really. The vocalist from Wolf King, which is this blackened hardcore band. Maybe Dylan a little bit from Full of Hell. But, and I think there's one more band that I really want to think of who Jesus Wept's vocalist sounds like, but I can't think of it. But this is just, I really got into Carcass this year. And this is Carcass Worship, Jesus Wept, Psychedelic Degeneracy. 4 tracks, 16 minutes, 29 seconds of music. Favorite EP to play air guitar to is why this kept crawling up on my list. Memorable riffs. Fun to pretend like I'm playing. This style just really worked for me this year. Jesus Wept, Psychedelic Degeneracy is my favorite EP of 2022. Please drop your list in the comment section, or if you made a video, give me a link to the video. This has been a fun year for extreme music, including EPs, including splits. I also have my favorite splits of the year currently out, if you're watching this when I just have put this out. I will be making more end of year videos, of course. But this is my top 10 EPs and demos. There's maybe one demo on this list. These are mostly considered EPs. So again, I love all this stuff. Tell me what you think about these bands, and catch you later. Bye.